The most popular types of funnels are these funnels, and we're going to go through every single one. List building funnels, what I nickname SLO funnels, SLO funnels, and I'll explain what that is, webinar funnels, application funnels, and also email funnels. A lot of people just do email funnels, and that's okay too. All right, so we'll go through all of these right now. And if you guys have any questions about any of the funnels as we're going through them, please just holla in the comments, okay? All right, so the first kind is the list building funnel. And again, like I said, every funnel has a goal, and the goal here is to get a lead. The mechanism for that goal is give something away, okay? The most basic funnel is you have a piece of social content, a Facebook post, a Facebook ad, Instagram, a YouTube video, a Pinterest pin, a tweet, some piece of social content, right? Because that's often how most of us get our traffic. That piece of social content delivers a message that tells them to go to a web page. All right, and the web page usually just has your name, your email, and it offers something for free. The reason why I have 3 names here is because I know a lot of us marketers, we like to use multiple names for the same thing. And so if you're a beginner, you may hear this being called a landing page. You may hear it being called a squeeze page. You may hear it being called an opt-in page. It's all the same thing. It's a web page with something free, a headline, and then usually some form fields to fill out a name or an email. Recently, some of the list building funnels are not even collecting emails. They're collecting bot subscriptions, right? Because there are some people who want to get people on their messenger bot. So they don't even have a name and email field. They just have a bot button, which is click here to get on my bot. Okay. So this is what I'm saying. Like, if you think about it, if you think about this in terms of messages, what kind of list are you building? Are you building an email list? Are you building a bot list, etc.? And then the second page is just a thank you page. It's sometimes you give people further instructions, things like go check your email, join my Facebook group, like me on, follow me on Instagram, things like that. But a list building funnel doesn't usually sell anything, okay? Now, oftentimes the big key feature of a list building funnel, and I added this here in the second screenshot, is that when they opt in, they then go through an email funnel where they're getting emails, and these emails are building rapport, delivering value, building trust, et cetera, okay? So that is a list building funnel. Everyone cool, clear, it's pretty simple. The times that you want to be building a list, I usually suggest that for people who are new to the online space, like brand new, they don't have any online offers yet, I usually recommend you start by building a list first. It's the easiest funnel to get off the ground. It doesn't require you to have a big product, doesn't even require you to have a shopping cart. It just requires you to give away something, start, publishing on social media, getting names, getting emails, getting people interested in what you have, okay? All right. The second type of funnel is what I call the SLO funnel. It has lots of names. I'm going to give you all the different possible names. You could hear it called a traditional sales funnel, a SLO funnel, a self-liquidating offer funnel. That's also called that. It could be called a free plus shipping funnel. It could be called a 2-step tripwire funnel, a tripwire funnel. It's got 8,000 names. Basically, the goal of a SLO is to make a sale, whereas the list building funnels are literally just to capture the lead. The ultimate goal of a SLO funnel is to make a sale, and this is the most important part. A SLO funnel acquires a customer. And the reason why we call it self-liquidating offer is because usually we're spending money in ads, right? We're paying Zuckerberg, and it's costing us whatever, $100 a day, $200 a day. But the products in the funnel are hopefully giving us $100 to $200 back. And so we're giving Zuckerberg 100, we're getting 100, we're breaking even. The offer is self-liquidating. What's happening is we're creating, basically getting our customers for free. And in traditional business, acquiring a customer costs money. right? Every traditional business out there was like, oh, it costs us $50 to get a new customer to come into our shop, okay? With a self-liquidating offer funnel, the game has changed, where maybe it does cost $50 to acquire a customer off Facebook, but we sold them a $50 offer in our SLO funnel, and so it broke even. That's why it's called SLO, okay? So the goal is to make a sale and to acquire a customer. The mechanism, what we do in these funnels is we offer something super low cost, and then once they say yes, we give them some extras to add on, to add on, to add on, okay? This kind of funnel also starts with social content, whether it's organic content or ads. And then we give them something that's $27. Then we offer them, hey, do you want to add this to your order? And my favorite example of this was I ordered Alex a man crate for Christmas. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but the man crate is basically it was like whiskey and like glasses and like etched with his name, super cool. And and I got to go check out, and it comes in like this wooden box with like a crowbar because it's like really manly. And then he at the bottom it said, hey, do you want to wrap this crate in duct tape to make it even harder for your hubby to open? And for $10. And I was like, hell yes, I do. And I hit yes. And that is a classic order bump because it was $10 for them to wrap it in duct tape to put it under the Christmas tree and make it impossible. Okay. So we have the sales page, super low cost, right? Then we have the order form where we put in our credit card information. The order bump is, the duct tape offer. And then the OTO page is what happens after we check out. It means one-time offer. It's like, hey, you just checked out. That's super cool. So excited to send you your awesome product. By the way, before you go, I have a one-time offer, okay? It's a special extra, the next thing that they can get. And they can say, yes, add it to my order, and they don't have to fill in their credit card information again. They just have to say yes. Or they say, nah, I don't want it, no thanks. And then they go to the order confirmation page, okay? This is your basic sales funnel. Now, sometimes this mutates, and nobody panic, this is not as complicated as it looks. I just want to show you what happens. Sometimes people take the sales page and the order form and they merge it into one page. The most common example of this is a free plus shipping offer where the sales copy and the order form is all on one page. So instead of it being 4 pages like this, it ends up being 3 pages because they just combine copy, order form, sales page all onto one page. Another mutation of this funnel is when people don't send them directly to the sale, but first they send them to opt in and then to the sale. So if you've ever purchased one of our funnel drops, you will see that we actually give you the squeeze page first because we know some people like to collect leads first and then offer them the sale. Oops. And then the third thing is that when and if you do put a lead squeeze page in front of it, you can email people whether they buy or not. So that's kind of nice. The other thing about combining a sales page and order form is that oftentimes a sales page plus an order form has what's called a 2-step order form, which allows them to put their name and email address in first and then check out second, and that allows you to capture the lead. Okay? All right. So I know a lot of you guys want to see some examples, and I'm going to show you examples of all of this stuff in just 1 minute. I just want to get through the 4 types, and then I'll pop off of my slides and go into the interwebs. All right, the third kind of funnel is the webinar funnel. Now, webinar funnels can be auto, which means they happen all the time, or they can be live, which means they're happening at a set point in time. Okay? The goal of a webinar funnel is to watch a presentation. The second goal is then to make a sale. All right? The mechanism by which we do this is we offer this crazy, irresistible thing in a big bundle like this, okay? And so the way this funnel works, and apparently this is cut off, but the idea is you have social content or a Facebook ad or something like that. Then they go to Sometimes it's called a registration page. Sometimes it's called an event page. Sometimes it's called a master class. Sometimes it's called a workshop. It's all the same thing. They're putting their name and email in to register for something that's about to happen. Now, I showed you, this is an auto webinar, because usually if it's an auto webinar, the next page they get to is the waiting room, where there's like a little timer counting down. It's going to start in a few minutes, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then they get it. This page usually automatically redirects when the timer goes to 0, sends them to a watch page where they actually watch the presentation. And from there, they're sold on this irresistible bundle, and they go to the order page and they buy. Okay, so that is your typical webinar funnel. Webinar funnels can also mutate, and you can see webinar funnels that add extras. They sometimes will have a replay, so that after they've gone through the funnel, they can go back to the replay. What's the difference between a watch room and a replay room? Not really that much. The big difference is that usually a replay page has like controls, like play buttons and stop and fast forward, so people can, you know, move quickly through the presentation. And some webinar funnels also have a sales page, which means if they watch the presentation and they don't buy, it could be that some people just don't like to watch presentations. They'd much rather read, right? And so they show them the sales page, and the sales page does the sale. All right. The third most popular funnel, I see all your questions, guys, and I'll take a break as soon as I get through these 4 types of funnels, and I'll make sure to answer your questions, because I see some really good questions. The third type of funnel is the application funnel. It's actually the 4th. It should be 4 there. The goal of an application funnel is to get somebody on the phone and then make a sale, right? So the webinar funnels and the application funnels really have 2 goals, but you got to work on the first goal mainly in the funnel, then to the second funnel, okay? The mechanism by which we achieve that goal is that we offer a training or a case study and then an application to apply. So again, social content. The page is usually a case study page. Sometimes it's called an application sales page. Sometimes it's just called a sales page. Sometimes it's called a testimonial page. But the key marker of an application funnel is that you'll see a video talking about somebody awesome, doing something awesome. You'll see the copy, and then you'll see a button, and that button opens up to a pop-up. And that pop-up says, put your name, put your email in, and then it redirects them to an application. And the application is much longer, usually because you're trying to filter people out. This is usually a high-end product. And once they fill out the application, they go to either a thank you page or a scheduler. Some applications, they say, hey, thanks, we'll let you know if you're in, right? Other application funnels will be like, thank you, now book a call, okay? That's depends on what you want to do there. And the last type of funnel is the email funnel. And the goal of an email funnel is to build rapport or introduce a new offer, right? And so you'll see here the mechanism that we do this with is with email copy, stories, and calls to action. So we send people some emails, and then at a certain point in the email funnel, we say, hey, go check out this offer. And they go into a funnel. Maybe they buy, maybe they don't. Then they continue on their email funnel journey, and then they go to a new funnel. And so email funnels typically connect your products together, right? In a storyline. And that's usually the job of an email funnel. Okay, so let me pop out of here for a second. And I'm just gonna see what questions came up, and then I wanna show you an example of each one. Okay. All right, so first question, how do you get people to go from a list funnel to an email funnel? So I'm assuming here, you're asking, how do they get from here to here? I'm assuming that's what you're asking. When you put your name and your email in on a web page, if you're doing this in ClickFunnels, you could do it in ClickFunnels, you could do it in a lot of email service providers, even like ConvertKit, they have a landing page builder. You literally just make it a page and it has the forms built in, and it dumps the email addresses right into your provider. If you're using like ClickFunnels or Lead Pages or WordPress, right, you put the name and email in, and then you have a little tech elf connect the form field to your email service provider so that email drops into your email service provider. Once it's in your email service provider, you use the tools in there to trigger the emails. So like ConvertKit, for example, is my favorite. ConvertKit has these rules that you can say, hey, when someone drops into this form right here, start sending them this sequence. Okay, so I hope that answers that. Julie has a question. She says, can't you create a lead funnel offering something of value and then on the thank you page offer a tripwire? Yes, you can. So what she's saying is when we were going through list building funnels, she's like, well, hey, why waste this thank you page? Why don't you just offer them for sale? And you can. But when you do that, the list building funnel, notice, I'm going to go here to the SLO funnel. Notice that the first page of this like mutated SLO funnel is a list building funnel, right? You offer something for free, then you offer something for sale. But at that point, I wouldn't really call it a list building funnel anymore, Julie. I would call it a self-liquidating offer funnel. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. So, Tanya's asking for visual examples, which I'm about to do. Julie has another question. She says, when should you send someone directly to a sales page versus a squeeze page first? Okay. So right here, you can see there is really a choice. You can send people straight to your offer or you can send them to a free offer first. Okay. I like sending people straight to an offer. The reason is that I get customers, not freebie freeloaders. Now, there are times when it's better to send them to a free thing first. Here are a couple examples. You're a guest on a podcast. You're a guest on a blog post. You're speaking from stage. You're in a free summit, right? You're on somebody else's land. It's way better to offer something for free to their audience, to their guests. So in that case, I would say 100% offer them something for free. And then if you want to tack on your sales funnel on the back end, by all means, go for it. Okay. The second reason that I would say go free first is if you don't have an offer yet. If you're new in the online space, you don't have a product, this funnel is a lot of work to build. It's literally, you can build a squeeze page or a list building funnel in one day or less. This is going to take you several weeks. So I say to people who have no visibility, you know what, get your first 100 people on a list before you do anything else. Like just get 100 humans to pay attention to you. That's your first mission, should you choose to accept it. Get 100 humans to pay attention to you. Lead funnel, okay? The other time that I would use a lead funnel, like a list building and not go straight to sale, is if your sales page is not compliant. If your sales page is not compliant with Facebook, if you are in the health space and you are, selling dieting, that kind of stuff, sometimes you got to send people through a landing page first before you can sell them, because you could never get your ads approved otherwise. Okay. Those are some examples of when I would put a lead magnet in front of a sale. But a lot of my clients in Digital Insiders, they build their SLO funnels and they don't even worry about the free offer. They just go straight to the paid. Okay. All right. Molly has a copy question. Molly, if you don't mind, I'm going to hold on that question since it's not really in this, but I will get to it in the funnel building process. Molly's also asking, what is the best funnel if you are in network marketing? Okay, that's a great question. If you are in network marketing, you do not control the cart, which means when people actually, if we go back to the goal, right? The goal, obviously you have a goal of selling your stuff, but you don't control the selling, the point of sale. You don't control it. So you need to focus on list building funnels. This is almost exclusively what network marketers do, because you want to capture the lead, right? And then you're going to build rapport in your email, but you are ultimately going to send people to a third party to purchase their products. So you really are going to focus on list building funnels and email funnels. Now, there are network marketers who do webinars and then they have them apply and then they become part of your downline, right? So in some cases, a webinar funnel could lead to someone becoming a person in your downline. But again, you still haven't transacted money, or maybe you do, but you know what I'm saying? It's a little different. There are some network marketers, depending on the company, that allow you to sell your own things, right? So you could sell your own stuff in a funnel, and then once they become a customer, then offer them the network marketing opportunity or the network marketing products. But most often it's 1 and 4. Okay, does ConvertKit directly connect to ClickFunnels? Yes, it does. Okay, let's see. I'm just looking here at the questions because I want to show you guys some visual. All right, so I've got a bunch of people asking about what types of funnels, and I want to get to that in a minute because that's a whole section of this. And then Robin is asking, do you find yourself having to explain this to clients the whole time, or do they get the concept easily? I feel like right now I'm teaching it very theoretically, but when you explain it to a client, you can actually show them what it looks like with their product, and then it's much easier for them to understand. Okay? All right. I see another question here. What funnel would authors use for list building and selling books? Hold on to that question, and I'll try to explain it when we get to the whole, like, which funnel do you use for blah, 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 because that is like the biggest question ever. Okay, you guys want to see some funnels? Let's go see some funnels. All right, so we're going to go to a list building funnel. I'm going to go to my website because I'm no fool. I'm going to promote my own stuff. All right, right here, the pre-launch email sequence that put 10K in my bank account within 22 minutes of turning on my sales funnel. If you click on this link, this is a classic list building funnel. I am using, by the way, Funnel Inc. Yeah, Funnel Inc. I couldn't remember. Okay, perfect example. It's got a juicy headline. It's got curiosity. You're not quite sure what it is. Look at, guys, I didn't even have a picture of my lead magnet. Right? I just had to get this up. I created a launch calendar, linked up every email I wrote. You can plan your own profitable launch. Put your name, put your email. Yes, I want access now. The next thing right here is, hey, awesome, check your email. Whitelist my emails. I have a podcast. Go check it out. Come hang out with me on Instagram. I've got some free Facebook groups, okay? I'm not selling anything. This is literally this funnel right here in action. And every single day I get new leads who are interested in my stuff, okay? So that's an example of a list building funnel. The second type of funnel, this is a slow funnel. I'm going to show you a couple types. So I'm going to go to Kathy's. This is a traditional slow funnel that has a lead magnet in front of it first, right? Because I told you sometimes, hold on, let me get to the right one. Sometimes they put something free and then a sale, and sometimes they just go straight to sale. In this case, she put something free right here. We click, we download, and the very next thing we see is Kathy's beautiful purple hair. And here is what we call the tripwire. This is the sales page. This is what in our class we call the cornerstone sales page. This is the initial offer that has to be amazing, awesome, incredible, super low price. It's only 27 bucks. Notice we click the link, and from here we go to the order form, we purchase. Here's the order bump. This is the extra thing. Now, if we complete this order, you would see on the next page, we would see, hey, before you go, wait, a one-time offer. Okay, so that is a visual example of a slow funnel with a squeeze page in front of it. Okay, now there are a bunch of SLO funnels actually in my mastermind, people who don't have it, right? So I think about, this is not the right link. Hold on, let me find it. Dog training secrets, this one right here. Expert dog tips, dog training secrets. This is a perfect example of an SLO funnel where the sales page and the order form is combined, okay? Right here, this is a two-step order form. Notice how it looks like a lead magnet, right? Like it looks like, oh, look, I just have to put my name and email. That's it. But as soon as I do that, it then instantly turns into the order form without leaving the page, okay? So this is where you see these things combined together. Sales page and order form all on one page. She runs Facebook ad traffic directly to this page, okay? And every single button just pulls them back up to the order form, okay? Just pulls them back up. That's all it does. Now, I'm trying to remember what this, I think, do I have the right link? Allie Bjork's funnel. I don't know if that's the right funnel. I'm going to try to think of another one while, oh, that's not it. Trying to find an SLO funnel. Is this it? Here we go. All right. This is an SLO funnel, just like Kathy Santos, except she's running ads straight to the sales page, but she doesn't have the sales page and order form combined in one. Here's the sales page right here. She's using Funnel Lux, I believe here, and the order form is on the next page. Again, notice it is a $27 offer, and then this is a $17 order bump. Super low price, okay? So these are visual examples of the SLO, okay? Webinar funnels, all of my webinar funnels are not currently active right now, which is so sad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, actually, I'm going to go ahead and show you a webinar funnel for Funnel Gorgeous, right? I'll show you an auto webinar funnel. Let me just pull one up here for you. All my kids are arriving home now. Okay, let's see. Let's do Funnel Adventure. Okay, so this funnel is a registration page, like so. Sorry guys, it's being slow because of Zoom. Here we go. All right, so free webinar. Here's the title, what they're gonna learn, the secrets that they're gonna learn, name, email, register for free, a little bit about who you are, maybe some social proof if you can do it. And then once they opt in, then you get to the webinar countdown page. And the countdown page is like, hey, thank you, your spot is confirmed. It's gonna start in 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it happens to be. With an auto webinar, you don't need another platform. You can just use ClickFunnels because it will auto redirect into the broadcast room for you, just like this. And all you have to do is create a recording, can be put on YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia, stick that recording in and it will start and it will autoplay. And you know, I know a lot of people are like, well, how do I pretend that it's live? Just don't pretend that it's live. Like, people know that it's not live. Don't worry about it. It's just an auto webinar. It's an on-demand training. It's fine. You don't have to pretend otherwise, okay? So here is what a watch room looks like. And now typically there's a button underneath the presentation, and that button takes them to the order form. And the order form shows them, okay, here's what you're about to buy. Go ahead and buy it. Okay, so you'll notice that in this funnel, there's not a big, huge sales page. If you wanted a sales page, you know, if you decided, hey, you know, I know some people are, you know, they don't like to watch webinars and I want them to have a sales page, you'd really want to get like the long form sales page so that you could have both a watch room and a sales page. And some people do that. Okay, application funnel. I'm going to use the example of my Digital Insiders. I'm actually about to release a brand new one. This is a perfect example of an application funnel. It's literally focused on the video at the top. A lot of application funnels actually have a lot more copy, but I don't have a lot more copy because I didn't have time to write more copy. So I kept it pretty simple. What I did was I actually, I have the pop-up here, and I put a fair amount of copy on the second page. Now, a lot of application funnels on the second page, they don't write this much copy. They just put the application right there. But I felt like I needed more copy because I didn't have, like, my video wasn't super long. So I wrote the copy, explain everything that happens, right? And then I take them right to the application. This application, by the way, is 17 hats. It's embedded right into the page. And as soon as they fill it out, it goes into my CRM, which is 17 hats. And then I will review the application. So I don't allow people to book calls right away because I want to review the application, okay? So those are visual examples of these type of funnels. List building, SLO, which are the low ticket, webinar funnels, application funnels. And I didn't actually show you email. It depends on what program you're using, whether you're using ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign or whatever it happens to be. Your emails will either be like vertically appear. I realize now all of you on Facebook can't see all my hand gestures. They'll either be vertical like this, or sometimes like in Infusionsoft, for example, you'll see like, it's almost like a visual automation where you're watching like they do this email and then 2 days later they get this email and and then use this email, that kind of thing. Okay. All right. So let me just see questions. All right. Cynthia's saying, is there a timer when the sale button pops up? I think you were talking about the webinar funnel, right? Where there's a webinar. Yes. Oftentimes the button doesn't appear until the pitch begins. Okay. June is saying, hey, after the application and the application funnel, if you're interested in working with them, do you send a calendar link? I do. Actually, my Emily does, and she reviews and she accepts and she says, hey, Julie would love to talk to you. And so she sends the calendar link that way. So in my application funnel, and I'm glad you brought that up, because in my application funnel, right, technically before they can get to the schedule, the next message is a manual message from my virtual assistant. Typically the principle at work here is that the more expensive the offer, the more high touch it's going to have to be able to complete the sale. So for me, okay, I get them through, but then they need to hear from Emily, and I'm doing a manual message from a human who's actually reviewing the application. Then they're on the phone with me, and then they go back to Emily to set up their payment information. So there's several steps there. So an application funnel is very easy to build because you don't actually need like an order form or anything, but that's because you have all of that manual high touch work in the back.